Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to see a short example of how you can use block inside your Flutter application. So first what you can do is go to pub.dev and install these dependencies. You can simply get these dependencies on pub.dev. Go to installing, copy these dependencies and install it in your pubspec.yaml. Okay, once we have is we have our demo application. So we have our stateless widget for as of now, and for the example what we can do is we can simply create a body, and let's take the column. We'll have let's get a row, and inside row let's get a text. Okay, so the text will have, let's say, our number, that is, let's say 1 plus 2 is equal to our number. Okay, for now we'll save our app. We can see the text. Let's change the style and we'll increase a font size to, let's say, 30. We'll have our main axis alignment of row to center so that we can see it in the center, and the same for our column as well. Okay, so now we have. Okay, so what we can do, let's take our numbers in int as number 1, final int number 2, okay, is equal to 1 and is equal to 2. We have our both numbers, and here we will have this number as number 1 and our number 2. Okay, we'll simply remove the const. We'll save our app. No change there, as we can see. So for now we will create a block which will have all the business logic for this addition. Okay, so what you can do is, for extensions you can go and type block, and you can install this block extension. It is very helpful. You can create your blocks very easily. I recommend you to install this dependent extensions. Okay, once you have this extension, you can simply go and right click, and you can see this option as new block. Let's say your block, let's call it as our my calculation. Okay, so this is our my calculation. It will create a block folder automatically where we have our block dart, your event start, and your state. Okay, so we have our block, event, and state. So here you can see we have our initial state. You can create the states as per your need. Let's create few states. For example, if you have loading inside your application, you can create simply the loading state, and for the result you can simply create a result state. Or if you want to show some errors, or if you are having any errors, you can have your error state. Okay, so these will be your error states, and here you can have your events. For example, let's, for the event inside our application, we'll have, let's say, a sized box. Let's give it a height of, let's say, 50, and we will have our center widget with a child having elevated button. Okay, so we have our elevated button, and for the text it will say, let's say, calculate. Okay, now we have our elevated button. You can see I'm clicking it, and for this you can pass the events on this elevated button. Okay, so for that now we need to create an event. Let's say my event will be, let's say I want to add these numbers, right? So let's call it our class add numbers event. It will extend our my calculation event. Okay, so in this event what we are expecting is these two numbers, right? And all the business logic will happen here. For example, you can go to your block, you can write like this, like on your add numbers event you can have like this, and you can simply create a method by right clicking it and create a method. Okay, so here we have a method for our event, and we are expecting these two numbers and all the calculation will happen inside our block, right? So now what we can do is, let's say we also have our result here. Let's say we have our result is equal to 0 as of now, and inside your events you are expecting two numbers, right? So final int number 1 and final int your number 2. Okay, you can right click and you can add this into your constructor. Okay, so now inside your state, these will be your states. Inside your block you have your event. Now you can have this image, and you can emit whatever state you want. For example, if you want to show the loading state, you can simply emit your loading state like this here. And as of now, to show the loading state, we'll have our async, and we'll await for future delay for, let's say, a duration of 1200 milliseconds. Okay, so we are going to wait so that we can see our loading state here, and once we are having our result is equal to, we are getting our numbers from event. So this event, so event we get our number 1 plus our event dot our number 2. So we have our result calculated here. After that we can simply emit my calculations dot result state. Okay, so now result state, as you can see, if our result state is dead, we need to show the calculations result here, right? So for now we have our result state and we are expecting a result. So final int result, you can add it inside your constructor. Now you will get a little error as it's expecting result, and we'll pass our result into our state. Okay, for now let's have this text, copy this text, we'll paste it here. Okay, and we'll add a question mark, let's say like this. Okay, so now we are expecting some result. Okay, so now what you can do is you can simply go to your scaffold, right click and wrap it with your block provider. Okay, you can import the package here, and you can also have your my calculation block. Let's say you have block my calculation block. So here you have the block. Okay, we'll remove the const. Our main is also getting error, so we can simply remove the const and it will be getting fixed. Demo will pass our block, which is our my calculation block here inside our block provider. Okay, so now we have our block provider. And now how you can queue the event. So here in the on press button you can simply have your block dot add, and here you can add your add numbers event, and as you can see we are expecting our number 1 and number 2 from the screen. Okay, so we'll pass our number 1 and number 2 here inside the event. So once the event is pressed, so we will wrap our text, that is this text, with block builder. Okay, and which block? Our my calculation block, and we are expecting our my calculation state. Right now inside state we have our different states. If you remember, we have our loading state, result state, error state, and you can use the states here as you want. Like suppose if your state is your result state, right? If the state is your result state, you're expecting a result, right? So let's remove the const, and instead of question mark you will have your state dot result. Okay, so here you will get the result. We'll copy this text once again, as we need to give the by default state, which is, let's say we are going to show the question mark, and save the app. Okay, so as of now your current state is your initial state, so you're simply showing this question mark, and we have wrapped our application with text with the block builder. Okay, if your state is result, that is the result state, we are getting the result. And if it is loading, as we have added a timer, state is my calculation dot loading state, what you can do is you can simply return a circular progress indicator so you can see your progress. Okay, so all done. We have our block builder, we have our event, we have wrapped our scaffold with block provider. Okay, so here you have your block, your events. Any events that you want to do, you need to create the event. For example, we have our add numbers event on the click of this button, and our state. Okay, we'll first our hot reload our application for now, and now we have the given loading time of 1200 milliseconds. Let's click on the calculate button. Clicking on our calculate, now you can see we just saw the progress indicator and our result, that is 3. Let's change the number. Let's go, and we have our numbers to 3 and 4. Okay, so now we have changed our numbers to 3 and 4. We'll again pass our new event, that is add numbers event. We'll click on the calculate, and our progress loading indicator and the result is here. Okay, click on the calculate again, we'll have our result here. So this is how you can simply use block inside your Flutter application and use it to improve your application's performance. So hope you found this video helpful. Do like, share, subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video.